Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into this kind of unusual phrase, growth up business with brand. Now, that might sound a little bit clunky, grammatically speaking, but it comes from a source that argues it's actually the clearest way to think about building a company that's meant to last. So, what's really packed inside that idea?
When we talk about growth, our minds usually jump straight to the numbers, right? More sales, more stores, more people on the payroll. But is that really sustainable growth? This explainer is all about a different way of thinking. That the real engine for growth isn't something you can just count on a spreadsheet. It's something you build, carefully, inside the minds of your customers.
So, to get started, we have to face the one massive problem that every single business has in common. I don't care if you're a food truck or a giant tech company, in a world with endless choices, why on earth should anyone choose you?
And this right here, this is a classic trap. It's where so many businesses stumble and fall. They pour everything they have into making an amazing product or service, they launch it, and then they just kind of sit there, wondering why customers aren't lining up at the door. They really believe that quality alone should be enough. But in today's market, a good product is just the price of admission. It gets you in the game, that's it. This is where you see two totally different paths open up. On one side, you're just an anonymous product. And when you're just a product, you're forced to compete on price, because what else is there? It's easy for a customer to swap you out for a cheaper option. It's just a transaction. But on the other side, you're a trusted brand. And here, the whole game changes. It's not about price anymore, it's about value. It's about loyalty. It's about a real connection.
So, if we want to build that powerful connection, we have to look deeper than just the surface stuff. A brand isn't just a slick name or a fancy logo. I mean, those things are important symbols, sure, but they aren't the substance. The real substance is something much, much deeper.
This is it. This is the key. Your brand is, quite simply, your reputation. It's that gut feeling people have about you. It's the words they use when they're talking to a friend about you. It's the story that's being told about your business, and it's being told whether you're there to hear it or not. Now, you can definitely influence that story, but in the end, it's your customers who are the storytellers.
Okay, so how do you actually build that story? Well, it's not some kind of magic, right? It's a framework. It all starts with your identity. Who are you really? What do you stand for? That identity then leads to the promise you make to your customers. And you have to deliver on that promise consistently with every single experience they have with you. And when you do that over and over again, you get to shape their perception, and that perception becomes your brand.
All right, so we've got the pieces of the story, but how does that story turn into, actual value for the business? Let's follow the breadcrumbs and see how a simple idea can become a seriously powerful business asset.
And this progression, wow, this is everything. It's a total inside-out job. First, you have to get crystal clear on your identity. Then, through just relentless consistency, you build trust. That trust is what opens the door to a real, genuine connection. And once that connection is strong enough, it turns into the holy grail, loyalty. That's the moment your customers stop being just customers, and they start becoming your biggest fans, your advocates.
And this is where we bring it all back home. We're connecting this whole process right back to that phrase we started with. This is exactly how having a strong brand leads directly to real, tangible growth for your business.
And check this out. Here's the payoff in black and white. Your average business, just a business, might hang on to about 30% of its customers. But look what happens when that business becomes a true brand. That retention number can skyrocket to 75% or even more. That is not just a little bump, that is a complete game changer for the health of your business. It's a massive competitive advantage.
And that loyalty, it cashes out in some really amazing ways for the business. All of a sudden, you're not fighting over price, so you can charge what you're actually worth. You stand out from the noise. Your customers basically become your marketing department through word of mouth. And, maybe most importantly, when things get tough in the market, those are the people who are going to stick with you.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. Real, sustainable growth isn't just about what you sell or how you sell it or even how cheap you can make it. Real growth happens when your brand has a clear, powerful, and consistent story that people actually connect with.
And that leaves us with one final big question. Whether you're running a whole company, working on a side project, or you're just part of a team, you are helping to tell a story. The only question left is it the story you actually want to be told?